That's right, we left off with getting the summer sword. I don't know if y'all talked at all, but we finished. Ta-da! With our goal. And we're gonna swap out Triumph the Reckoning with Merit Lodge's Slumber to take our place today. Alright, we made our adjustments. We get a plus 8 to our combat skills, so we can now take people on pretty well. Now, if we decide to get weapon skill, it'll be plus 10 if we have any swords. So short sword, long sword, broadsword, it'll all count towards the plus 2 for the summer sword. Has the ability to absorb any magic used against its bearer, and it doubles the total of all endurance points lost by undead enemies. So, anytime we fight undead, double damage. So there we are. No. So we're going to turn to 40. The undead into the re-dead. The twice dead. Why did I get the mug rug and then not use it? That was dumb. Okay. The muster to the... Alright. I can read, I swear. The muster to the army and the preparation of the Durinese fleet takes 14 days to complete, during which time you remain as a guest of the king in Hammerdal. As each day passes, you despair for your besieged countrymen of Holmgard, and pray that you have enough strength to resist the Dark Lords. They have enough strength to resist the Dark Lords until you return. Every day of your reluctant exile, you devote long periods to exercise and meditation. You are also visited by a Durinese herb warden called Madden Rendalim, who is famous throughout the Last Lands for his knowledge and skill in the healing arts. He restores all of the endurance points you may have lost so far in your adventure, and he gives you a potent Lampsir potion that will restore 5 endurance points if swallowed. He is also the bearer of some sad news. The body of Lord Lieutenant Rygar was found in the forest near the entrance to Tarnalin. He was killed by Helgast. If you have this Kai discipline of 6th sense, turn to 97. You have it, so we turn. Let me go ahead and make those notes. So yeah, we're already full up on EP. We get a plus 5 Lampsir potion. Lampsur plus 5 EP. All right. All right, so since we have the Kai discipline of 6th sense, they're asking us to turn to 97. You have noticed during your rigorous training exercises that with the summer sword that your Kai discipline of 6th sense has become more sensitive than ever before. You knew exactly what Maiden Rendalim's sad news was long before he actually told you. You may find that your improved 6th sense will be an important advantage on your return to Holmgard. Turn to 152. Well, look at that. Improved 6th sense too. Turn to 152. It is early in the morning on the 33rd day of your quest when you ride into Portbax with Lord Axum at your side. The preparations for war have been completed. The galleons of the Durinese war fleet lie at anchor in the harbor, impatiently awaiting the order to set sail for Summerland. On board each ship are many brave soldiers, from the Mountain Kingdom, a tough army of skilled warriors eager to face the Dark Lords in battle. Each man has sworn to avenge their besieged allies or die in the attempt. You are to sail back to Homeguard aboard the flagship Durinur, a warship whose great curving prow and tall mast emphasize its sheer power and strength. You and Lord Axum are taken aboard and welcomed by Admiral Calfin, commander of the fleet, and then the fleet prepares to set sail. Durinur. I don't know. That's probably the Texan accent coming out, honestly. In less than an hour, the harbor lies far behind you. The domes of Portbacks are now merely dots on the horizon. Roll for random. Rural juror. Now you're just trying to get that slang going out there. Rural juror. I know, like juror. Juror. Yeah, here we say juror. Juror. Rural juror. Yeah, we say juror here instead of juror. Oh. No, my die. That's my boy. No, my boy. Father, help. Alright, let's see what random number we get. 1. Alright, it seems to be somewhat evenly distributed. So, 216. It took me the longest time to not just say, nuclear. To be fair. Nuclear. Instead of nuclear. I didn't even know it was said the other way. For like most of my life. For 3 days and nights, the mighty fleet of the Durinur it just makes me laugh now saying it. Steers swiftly towards Home Gulf, a strong wind filling the sails of the warship. But although the voyage is fast, the soldiers' confidence and eagerness for battle has slowly faded, as if their will has been drained from some invisible vampire. Lord Axum is close to despair. This black mood that haunts our decks is the evil work of the Dark Lords. I know of their power to turn a man's mind, but the curse that befalls us is a sorcerer we cannot even see to destroy. How I pray that this spell would end, for even if we arrive at our destination, I fear that we are too weak in mind to break our foe. As if in answer to his prayers, the black curse seems to be lifted from the fleet with the drawing of the next day, but the spell is replaced by a threat far deadlier. Turn to one head. They're saying, that there royal juror from Durinur. Okay. To be fair, my accent is far more faint than most people that live around here. They would say a more of a metropolitan Houstonian accent, rather than what you'll usually find around here, something a lot more like this. Yeah, it shows up in specific words. Anytime I say Texan, for example. Should hear the local accent here. Yeah, I know in North Carolina they got that North Carolina, you say shug. You dare, hey? Oh yeah, so that's up north, that's right. They got that northern accent. Kind of that Canadian sort of feel to it, somewhere between Canadian and Norwegian sort of sound. Oh, I've been tasked with glorious purpose there, brother. Oh, cheese and crackers there. Loki, why don't you give it up? All right, turn to 100. Oh. Oh, and this is what we see. A veil of sea fog has rolled across the still ocean from the broken spine of land known as the Kurlanden Isles. Strange dark shapes hide within the mists. They are growing larger, and slowly the distinct outlines of ships become plain. Prepare for battle, the admiral's cry is repeated along the many decks of the Duranese fleet. All hands on deck! As the black ships approach through the fog, a horrific sight befalls you. They are the death hulks, sunken ships crewed by the living corpses of drowned sailors. They have been summoned to the surface by great wizardry, and they are closing for battle. Suddenly, the fog vanishes. I think we're right about there. And you can now see that the Death Hulks bar the entrance to the home gulf. In the center of the line is their sinister flagship. Swiftly it sails towards you, a huge ram protruding from its black prow. As it rips its way through the hull of the Duranor, you hear the Admiral's last desperate order, Abandon ship! You are now in the thick of the enemy fleet, and the Duranor is sinking fast. If you wish to jump to the deck of the Death Hulk flagship, turn to 30. If you wish to dive into the sea and try to swim to another Duranese ship, turn to 267. I'm trying, guys. Let's try that instead. Is the death cult undead? So, all of these guys are going to be undead, like all the main dudes. Like, who's ever in charge of them is probably not undead. You're thinking attack? Oh, 30. But close, yeah. So we can either turn to 30 and attack, or try to swim to another ship on 267. And we're actually more like there. Vicious Viper? Oh, the today we have the cool sword, yeah. Not a time for a swim. We usually are a sneaky snake. Usually. But there's definitely not going to be avoiding a fight this time. So the consensus seems to be Vicious Viper. Oh, I get it. Vicious Viper, Sneaky Snake. I got it. So the consensus is turn to 30. You land on the rotting timbers and crash straight through the deck below. You are unharmed by the fall, but the stench of decay that fills your nostrils is overwhelming. You clamber up and unsheathe the summer sword. 4 ghastly zombies stagger out of the gloom. Their twisted hands extend toward your throat. You must fight them as one enemy. They are undead creatures, so remember to double all endurance points that they lose due to the power of the summer sword. They are immune to Mind Blast. Alright. 13 and 16 it is. We shall hold our place. Let's prepare the stat information. They are pretty weak, with a 13, and we have a 26. That's going to be amazing. We have literally double plus 13. This is going to just make us feel good. This is going to be a feel-good fight. And they have 16 endurance points. There we go. Four-headed zombie. Knock on wood. I don't know, you knock on the wood, it might shatter because it's so messed up. Alright, so we've got... That's better. We'll listen to false insecurity. Yeah, we just, after all that, it's nice to have like a good win, you know? A nice, easy W after all this hard work. Otherwise, we're not going to feel like the sword is very powerful, you know? We got to feel like the sword's powerful to just cleave through some enemies before we face a big bad. Alright. So we are in the 11 plus, 11 or greater. So, shoot. Actually, this is going to be a single hit fight. No matter what we roll, look at this. Because we double the damage, 19 or 9 becomes 18. They have 16. So no matter what we roll, one hit kill. This is beautiful. So it's just a matter of, do we lose 0, 1, 2, or 3 damage? That's it. Someone just ride a squeaky bike past your garage. I'm not in the garage right now, but no, nobody... Is there something squeaky that you're hearing? We rolled a 1! But guess what? It doesn't matter. They died. In my apartment. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not hearing anything squeaky. We rolled a 1, but they still died. We just took 3 damage. That's stupid. But that we have healing, so no matter. Go down to 21. They go down to -2. I love the fact that we get to, worst roll possible, still just completely smite them. See, that feels nice. If you win the fight, like there's actual chance there. Alright, 258. The stench of the ship makes you choke. You lose 1 endurance point. Well, we normally gain 1 this turn, so we're even. You must get out of the vile hold or you will suffocate. Alright. If you wish to climb through the shattered deck, turn to 17. If you wish to leave the hold through the door in the far wall, turn to 5. If you have the Kai discipline of 6th sense, turn to 272. We have the 6th sense. And it doesn't say if you have it and wish to use it, so that means anytime we have it, we use it. Consensus? And go ahead and turn to 272. Consensus, yeah. Thank you. Someone or something is approaching the door of the hold from the other side. If you climb out through the shattered deck, you will leave your legs vulnerable to attack from below, and there is no other way. You sense that it is an evil creature of some considerable power. Raise the summer sword and prepare for combat. Turn to 5. Yep. It's a good thing we've got 6th sense. It is coming very much handy. Ah, Hellgast. The door bursts open, and in rushes a Hellgast, its black sword raised. You strike the creature as it enters the hold and open a terrible gash in its chest. It lets out a hideous cry, but although badly wounded, it leaps forward to attack you. You must fight this creature to the death. Combat skill 22, endurance 20. It's wounded. It is an undead creature. Double endurance points it loses due to the power of the summer sword. It is immune to Mind Blast. If you kill the creature, You may leave via the open hold door. Turn to 166. Alright. Another combat it is. This time 22 and 20. A little bit harder, but we're still at the advantage. 22. We're at 26, so that is a +4. And it has .20. There you are. So we get the +4. So that's going to be this row here. So anywhere between 10 damage to 32 damage. Pretty much rolling anything a 6 and above, and we one-shot it. Let's see how it goes. We've not been rolling well with this dice so far. We were rolling well the other day. An 8. Alright. So that means we are not damaged at all, and they are way dead. That's a -4 for them. Oh, we do get 1 hit point from the previous comment about the Sixth Sense. So we're at 22 now, and they are at -4. Woo, yeah. I'm liking this. It's funny that we're doing water combat and we have Merit Laj's Slumber. He is a being from the deep. If you summon him, he's a 20/20. For those who know magic, they will know how insane that is. Oh, it also has flying and indestructible. Yeah. Alright. 166. A being from the deep. Being. Ah. You make your way up a flight of stairs and on the crowded deck. Fierce battle rages all around you as the Duranese... Yeah, see, it's not Duranor, it's here, it's Duranese. Navy Bean. Thanks, guys. You make your way up a flight of stairs and onto the crowded deck. Fierce battle rages all around you as the Duranese fleet is engulfed by the rush of ghostly death hulks. Suddenly, a flash of searing flame shoots from a tower at the rear of the death hulk you are on, and explodes into the side of a Duranese warship less than 50 yards away. You watch with horror, as soldiers leap from the deck, their clothes and hair in flames. If you wish to investigate the tower, turn to 328. If you wish to escape from the ship, jump overboard by turning 267. And that's it. So, do we wish to go to the tower, where more than likely the big bad is? Or, I mean, I assume that's where the big bad is. Or, do we want to escape from the ship? In this instance, it's probably to win. I have a feeling that the big bad for this book is probably on one of the boats, if I had to guess. Okay, so we have 1 vote for the tower. He's taken to the tower! You're going to flower her in the tower. I still hope she has her eye on undies. Climb the tower. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. Alright. I'm going to investigate the tower. 328. She got huge tracts of land. Yeah, that was the skit I did in speech class. Played all the characters. 2 zombies try to block your passage, but you cleave them in half with one sweep of the summer sword. You are at the foot of the tower, and you can now see a hunchback man in crimson robes above you. He wears a tall, curved tokmor, a magician's headdress. Ah, do y'all remember from the first book, the dude you ran into, and we have the necklace he gave us, and he said one of the dudes killed one of the masters and betrayed our order and joined the Dark Lords. And he said he was a magician. Probably this dude. Bet you anything. It bears the emblem of a serpent. In his right hand is a black staff. That dick! Right? If you possess the crystal pendant, turn to 113. We don't have tracking, do we? No, we do have tracking. He killed Kenny. That bastard. Alright. We have the crystal pendant. I have a feeling it's going to be very important. So, what do y'all think? Crystal pendant or tracking? Because we have both. But I have a feeling that the crystal pendant takes priority from a narrative perspective. What do y'all think? We got it from the dude the magician who was trying to come warn our clan before our whole clan got wiped out in the first book. It was one of the first fights that we ran into. Show the bling bling. Yeah. But yeah, we got it from... I'm trying to remember that dude, but he's like, at this time, we are brothers. And because we are brothers, I want you to have this pendant. Because we are united against this whole issue. Hotline bling. Alright, so we're going to turn to 113. He is Vonatar the Traitor, renegade wizard from the Magician's Guild of Toran. He is the master of the black arts, and now possesses great power, which the Dark Lords themselves have given him. It was his agent who tried to assassinate you during your quest, and it is he who commands the Death Hulk fleet. The serpent that he wears is the symbol of his people. There you go. Destroy Vonatar, and you will destroy the evil force that gives power to the Death Hulks and their crews. You may climb the tower and attack Vonatar by turning to 73. If you do not wish to risk your life against this powerful magician, escape from the ship by jumping overboard and turning into 267. I have a feeling like they're trying to give us all the chance in the world to escape, but it's almost like we're going to give you the chance to do the wrong thing here. He's not undead, no. He's a magician who's controlling the undead with black arts. So we will not get double damage, but we still have our +8 from the sword. We'll always have the +8 no matter what. Unless, like, narratively speaking, something changes. Stab the dude, yep. I mean, this is kind of what we're here for. He's the baby EG for this story. I think I'm up for a good attempt at stabbing. Okay. Alright, so stabbing seems to be the consensus here. Okay, so the whole thing with the necklace was probably to see, hey, did you talk to the dude and find out the backstory? Because if you knew, if you ran into him and have the pendant, that means that he told you the story. That's probably what it was. It is his time to go. Dang right. Alright, let's turn to 73. The climb is very difficult, for you have only one free hand, the other holds the glowing hilt of the summer sword. You eventually reach the rim of the tower and quickly hook a leg over the narrow ledge. You're about to jump into the tower and attack when a thin voice makes you freeze. How I should delight in the irony of your death, lone wolf. The sorcerer is standing in the far corner of the tower. We don't have a gun. Never heard of... Well, the trick is that I don't know if y'all know anything about, like, pulling weapons from scabbards. The amount of time it might take to pull the sword could mean your death. So, it might be better to have it out. Okay. His left hand pointing to your head. Your quest has failed, lone wolf. Now you must die. A blinding flash of orange flame shoots from his hand towards your face. If your sword was sheathed, I bet you it wouldn't block this magic also. However, we're going to turn to 336. Magic Pew Pew. There you go. In the fraction of a second, the searing burst of flame changes direction in midair and is drawn towards the blade of the summer sword. The bolt of energy disappears into the golden blade like water into a drain. You remember that the summer sword has the power to absorb magic. The power has saved you from certain death. Magic Pew Pew. The sorcerer curses you, pulls a jewel from his ornate Talkmore, and throws it at your feet. There is a flash of flame, and a cloud of choking green gas billows up in your face, filling your nostrils with its acidic smell. You are forced to jump to the deck below to avoid the poisonous gas, and you just catch a glimpse of the sorcerer as he frantically paddles a small boat away from the Death Hulk flagship. If you wish to dive into the sea and swim after him, turn to 109. If you wish to fight your way back to the Durney's warship, turn to 185. Magic Pew, just spear throw the sword, right? I've seen that somewhere. God, what was that? Oh! Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. He totally pulls that maneuver. With that gigantic bastard sword. Bad guy, run away. Honestly, I'm not sure which one's better. Like, I'm not sure it's better to chase him and try, because I know that there's some sort of thing where, like, you do some huge pew and it just completely goes boom, but... So, there's more than one Durney ship. They had to abandon the main ship because it got slammed straight into and started sinking. However, there are other ships. Like, a whole war fleet came with us. So, we can either go after him or fight our way back to the Durney's warship. But I'm not sure, like, I'm totally lost as to which one would be better. Like, I'm not sure if it's strategically better to get back to the ship and, like, try to use the summer sword to go pew. Like, as far as I know, there might be a chance because we absorbed that magic that we might be able to send it right back at him. I don't know. So I don't know if we need to defend our fellow people or if we just need to, like, go straight after him. We don't have a boat to chase, which means we'd have to dive into the sea. I don't know if that puts us at a disadvantage, or like if he could just bonk us while we're trying to swim. You know what I mean? Especially since we have heavy stuff. Do we drown because we're trying to swim? I don't know. It might be best to fight back to the Durney's warships, but I leave that fully up to y'all. Because I genuinely do not know. Like, there's no hints that I can think of that guide us one way or the other. Okay, so Zapporos says, fight our way back to the Derni's warships. Maybe best to boat and rethink strategy. Yeah. Like, he's on the run, so we're already at a great advantage as far as, like, everything else is going to fall apart. He's not going to be able to go pew-pew on things because he's busy running away, because he realizes we rule and he sucks. So we just probably have to defend them from the undead now. Jumping in the water puts us really vulnerable. Exactly. All right, slow. So it seems the consensus... Yeah, no, we want him dead. If I remember from the art, I think he gets arrested at some point. But I think we actually have to chase him down in the third book. So the consensus seems to be 185. So let's go ahead and go there. Let's see what happens. As you race along the corpse-littered deck, 2 Dracarum warriors emerge from a doorway and attack you by surprise. You must fight them one at a time. So I can evade them at any stage of the combat by diving into the sea, again a disadvantage, or kill them both in combat, then jump to the deck nearby Derni's ship by turn 120. I say, well, yeah, the fighting is always going to happen. The trick is do we need to do any fighting in between? That's the real question. But we're going to have to fight these guys. They're leaving the options open. It's almost like, oh, fall into this trap, please. I don't know. I honestly don't know. To be fair, at the end of book 1, if y'all notice that it kept giving us the option constantly to stop following that dude who took us directly to the king. Like, are you sure you want to follow him? Are you sure you want to follow him? Are you sure you want to follow him? And he led us directly to the king. It just sounded suspicious as heck. So let's get the next fight. They are not undead, but they have really low combat skill by comparison to us. So we get a +9 for this dude. Then he has 25. Alright, let's start with that. Start with the first guy. See how it goes. Test taking. Games taught me to triple guess myself. Yeah, exactly. A 6. That's not bad. Okay, now we get a +9 here. So a 6 does 1 damage to us and 14 to that dude. So... Oh, that's right. We're fully up by now to 24. So now we're to 23. Because of the healing ability. Alright. He goes down by 14, which brings him to 11. So any roll of a 3 or higher and he's dead next turn. Oh, wait. Sorry. 4 and higher. Let's get it. An 8. That looks good to me. So that's... We don't take any damage. He takes 18. He goes to -7. We are doing really well for this combat so far. Let's check out the stats on the next guy. He is 16 and 26. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Indeed. 16, 26. This time we get a +10, which Means we'll still be in the same category. Okay. There we go. Double checking the stats, making sure I have them right. All right. So here we go. This is how I was looking for this. Oh, you know, I really appreciate that. So I'm like, no, I gotta get it going. I gotta get it going so they can. Don't want to disappoint y'all. Fight with all the stuff just to make sure we can do this. Oh, Polly! Woo! So in any case, we are here about to roll damage on this dude. Let's see what we're doing here. Old Man Shorty, thank you very much. I appreciate the follow. Every bit's definitely going to help getting us one step closer. Rolled a 7. Awesome. How's that do here? We're at a plus 10. Oh, he gets 16 damage. We get 0. We are kicking some butt today. The exclamation point rules is kind of let Old Man Shorty, Heretic, and all of them how the game is set up because y'all play with me. You make the decisions. Everyone votes. Yeah, there you go. So, number 2 is the big one. So, viewers vote on what Lone Wolf does. So, you use hashtag and then whatever it is you want. Tally up the votes. The majority decides where we go. So, y'all are playing just as much as I am. So, wait, what was that? That was 18 damage. I gotta remember to change that. So, 20. So, he's down to 8, huh? Dang, I beat some butt there. Alright, so he's down to 8 hit points. Let's make our second roll. Weast every time. Alright, that's a 2. Terrible roll, but that'll still probably kill him. 2 with a plus 10. He gets 9 damage. We get 3. So we're down to 20 endurance points. But he is dead with a -1. So I will take that. That is a win for us. Back to where our page was held. That lodges slumber. Thank you very much. Alright, so we killed Drakkar 1 and Drakkar 2. We have 1 against the battle, so we are turning to page 120. Luck is with you, for you land safely on the deck of the Calcarm, a Durinese warship. The soldiers here have been involved in a desperate battle, but have fought off the enemy and are cutting the grappling ropes that hold the ship to the Death Hulk. From out of the smoke strides Lord Axum, his face bloody and his shield badly scarred. Thank the gods you're alive, Lone Wolf. The fight has been bitter, and our losses are high, but I am heartened indeed to see you standing before me now, he says, and leads you to the ship's rail. Look yonder, their flagship is ablaze. Through the fog of war, you can see the huge Death Hulk is slowly sinking beneath a plume of dense black smoke. The Calcarm is eventually freed and slowly maneuvers out of the tangle of the wreckage. A wind begins to stir, filling its tattered sails and carrying away the smoke of battle. Lord Axum orders the royal arms of Duranor to hoist aloft so that the other ships can rally to the Calcarm. For the first time since the battle began, you can now see the other Duranese ships. It is an amazing sight, for as the enemy flagship sinks beneath the waves, so every Death Hulk on the horizon returns to its watery grave. Their sorcery is broken. We have won the battle, says Lord Axum, and within a few minutes, not one of the Death Hulks remains afloat. Turn to 225. Indeed. We are the champions, my friends. We can now make our way back to the main fight. So, let's see. 225. Re-dead. The double dead. The twice dead. "70 Duranese warships left Port Pax, but only 50 now enter the home Gulf." Whew, that was quite a damage. "The battle has claimed many brave men, including Admiral Calfin, who died aboard the flagship Duranor, the first ship to be sunk. But despite the heavy loss, a great victory has been won, a victory which inspires the Duranese soldiers with new strength, so that the past ordeal of both the voyage and the battle are now forgotten. As their optimism and determination return, all are eager to reach Holmgard and raise the siege. It is dusk on the 37th day of your quest when you sight the spires of Holmgard on the horizon. The city still stands defiantly against the army of Dark Lords, although constantly under siege. Flickering in the darkness, you can see the small fires which burn throughout the capital. A confident Lord Axum joins you at the prow. The moonless sky will aid us this night. We shall enter the harbor unseen. Come the dawn, my men will scatter the wretched foe like dead leaves upon the wind of a storm. As you enter Holmgard Harbor, at the head of the Duranese fleet, you unsheathe your summer sword and prepare to fulfill your destiny. Turn to 350. 37 of 40, actually. I thought it was 100 days? I thought it was 40. Let me double check. No. 40 days. So we cut it real close. Turn to 350. Here's the picture. I would have been late. Uh-oh. Sorry. Holmgard has suffered much since your departure. Many of the shops and houses you remember passing on your way to the quay are little more than heaps of ash. The Dark Lord's army, with their evil engines of war, surround the walls, and the flaming arcs of fireballs shooting through the air continually light the night sky as they rain down on the streets below. The people fight the fire as best they can, but they are hungry and exhausted, and close to surrender. At first, as it enters the harbor, the fleet is mistaken for the enemy, and cries of despair can be heard all along the quay. But as the first of the soldiers set foot in the city and unfurl the royal arms of Duranor, the news of your return spreads quickly. The cries of despair have changed to a chorus of cheers. The Kai Lord has returned! You are standing at the top of the great watchtower, high above the main gate of the city, when the first light of dawn creeps slowly over the horizon. Thousand upon thousand of black-clad enemy are massed around the city wall, huddled like beetles in the trenches that cover the plain. In the midst of this horde, a great red tent has been erected bearing the symbol of a broken skull. It is the mark of Zagarna, Lord of Kag, a Dark Lord of Helgedad. So many weird words. His great ambition is the destruction of Holmgard, his fiercest desire to lead his army to victory over the House of Ulnar and claim Summerland for his own. But victory is not to be his this day. Raising the summer sword high above your head, a shaft of dawn sunlight catches upon the tip of the golden sword, and a brilliant flash of blinding white flame runs the entire length of the blade. The power of the summer sword electrifies you. Your senses reel, and now your body reacts instinctively. You lower the summer sword and point your blade towards the tent of Lord Zagarna. There is a mighty roar as the power of the sun sword is unleashed in a searing white beam. The tent explodes. The tent explodes and a brilliant fireball of white flame mushrooms skyward. A long and terrible cry rends the air. It is Lord Zagarna, the leader of the evil army, is no more. Gripped with fear and panic, the vast black army rise up and run in chaos from the city wall. The impossible has happened. Their invincible master is slain. Again, the Summer Sword has returned to defeat them. The army and the allies of Durner ride out of the city gates in pursuit of their panic-stricken enemy as they run blindly towards the Duncrag Mountains. The victory is yours. Holmgard is saved, and the murder of the Kai has finally been avenged. But for you, Lone Wolf, a life of high adventure has only just begun. A new challenge awaits you in the Summer Sword in the Book 3 of Lone Wolf series, The Caverns of Kalti. Came back right as we were champions. There's even a chance to vote. Raiders, I'm sorry about that, Raiders. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, y'all came in pretty much right in time for the victory. So, y'all are here for the victory lap. Congratulations, welcome in. A new storyline, yes. Huzzah indeed. Right? That would have sucked. Yeah, we already have a death count of 6. So, that is the book. Let me go get the next one to show y'all what's up. Alright, so this is the next book here. Caverns of Kalti. Some real Cthulhu vibes going on. With that eyeball with the tentacles. So we're definitely going to be after this dude. So he was meant to get away. But apparently, for this one, we are going to go... So yeah, we're back in Holmgard now. Let's move boom, right back there. Now, there's a bigger map of Magnamund. Apparently, I'm going to have to bring that out, actually. Yeah, the map for this game is completely different. So I'm going to have to pull that up. Because we're going to go to the Frozen Norths, apparently. More chances to chat. I'm really good. Nice. So yeah. This will be, I guess, the map that I'll have to pull up for the next game. But, let's see. At this point, if we want to, since we've actually beat so early, do we want to go ahead and start in on at least the prep work and maybe the beginning, kind of depending on how everyone feels? Because remember, we get another Kai discipline. Frozen North. Yeah, that is y'all. Yeah, we get another Kai discipline. So each book would get another one. And we'll probably get some more equipment. As you do. So yeah, we have camouflage. We do not have hunting. I don't know how good hunting is going to be in the Frozen North, necessarily. Sixth Sense we have, tracking we have, healing we have. We do not have weapon skill. I wasn't sure if y'all wanted to get weapon skill now that we have the Summer Sword. Well, we have all the disciplines. So, yeah, probably by the end of the Kai series, we'll probably have all the disciplines, at which point we actually will rank up. And we'll start the Magna Kai series, in which case you have a whole new set of disciplines to learn. Or it may be crucial. Right, yeah. So there's hunting, there's a weapon skill, so if we roll either short sword, sword, or broadsword, we'll get a +2 from the Summer Sword. We have Mind Shield. I don't know if we want to get Mind Blast now. I'd say at this point, now that we have such good combat skill, do we want to lean more into combat now? Or do we want to still get what other sneaky sneaks we have, because we do not have mind over matter. We have animal kinship. And hunt. So the only two non-combative skills we currently don't have is hunting and mind over matter. Yes. Now for combat, mind blast and weapon skill. Those are the two combative things we don't have. So basically we're missing 4. We can either go sneaky sneak route and get either hunting or the mind over matter one. I have seen either 2 or 3 opportunities so far to use mind over matter. For hunting, I've seen maybe 1 or 2 more than that. I don't remember. Maybe it might have been 1 more than mind over matter. So I don't know. So I leave that up to y'all. For what kinds of things? So if you're talking about for hunting, usually it's either been, if you have hunting, you can go use it right now, or if you have hunting, that'll give you the opportunity to, like, know something. But there's also was lots of mentions that we couldn't use hunting at certain times because we were in kind of areas that didn't have any place to hunt. So I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest. See food, page 22, before making your decision. Stored on your ice sledge along with your tent and other equipment is enough food for you to complete your mission. If this food or any you may have in your backpack is unavailable to you when you're in Kalti is an ice desert, you will be unable to use the Kai discipline of hunting to obtain a meal. Okay, so this is important. So slows towards mind over matter. I don't know if this helps y'all or not, but as Kalti is an icy desert, you will be unable to use the Kai discipline of hunting to obtain a meal. So we won't be able to use hunting the entire time for meals specifically. So if hunting's going to come up, it's because it's going to be a skill-based decision, like for where to turn pages. So half of its use will be cut for this specific adventure, it seems. It also seems stored on our ice. Okay, I'll get to that later. So now, like, I don't know again. So if y'all want sneaky snack or if y'all want combat stuff. Okay, so Jamie, you want sneaky snack? So yeah, then it's, in that case, it seems to be down to just mind over matter at this point. Since you can move objects, small objects with the power of concentration. So when because I need to write up a new character sheet so that it has room for more Kai disciplines. Mom! So I think actually what I'm going to do is I might get rid of some of the combat record to make more room, actually. I think is what I'm going to do. I'll just extend it down. Thankfully, I kept the Photoshop file. So mind over matter seems to be the overall consensus. So then, before we get into equipment, because apparently this is going to be specific to this adventure, let's go ahead and read where we are. Mom. Okay. In the northern land of Summerland, it has been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warrior lords to the monastery of the Kai. There they are taught the skills and disciplines of their noble fathers. You are Lone Wolf. You are now the last of the warrior lords of Summerland. 1 year ago, the ancient enemy of your people, the Dark Lords of Helgadad, suddenly invaded Summerland and completely devastated the Kai monastery. All of the Kai warriors were in attendance for the feast of Feimarn. All except you were massacred. You fought your way to Holmgard, the capital of your country, where the king sent you upon a desperate quest for help. Your mission was fraught with great danger, for Summerland has been betrayed by one of its own magicians, Vonatar the traitor. His agents sought to kill you at every opportunity, but your skill and strength defeated their evil aims. You returned to Holmgard at the head of a great fleet, the allies of Durinor, and destroyed the Dark Lord army that besieged your capital. Much of Summerland was ruined by the war. The rich farmlands were laid waste and many towns were razed to the ground, but the Summerlanding are a tough people and were undaunted by the enormous task that lies ahead. They set about rebuilding the war-torn Summerland with such determination that now, 1 year later, few of the scars of war remain visible. See, could mean hunting, but at the same time, remember, it got cut in half. Yeah. What is it? Sounds like cats are getting into something. Now I lost my place. Something about Helgadad. But yeah, no, it's. I think I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Helgadad. Helga's dad, though, yes. For the crucial part that you played in the victory, the king has bestowed upon you the rank and title of Freyarl of Summerland, a rare honor for one so young. The ruins of the Kai Monastery and much of the surrounding lands are now Freyland, under your protection. Work to rebuild the monastery was about to commence when disturbing news from the north prompted the king to summon you to the capital. Many merchants, returning from the summer trading expedition to Kalti, told of the fall of the Brumalmark, the leader of the ice barbarians. The description of the hunchback magician who had succeeded the fierce Brumalmark, that is really weird to pronounce, fits only one man, Vonatar the traitor. After the defeat of the Dark Lords, Vonatar escaped to the frozen wastes of Kalti. He made his way to the ice fortress of Ikaya, where, through deception, he tricked the cruel Brumalmark into adopting him as his magician. It was a mistake that was to cost the barbarian leader his fortress and his life. The news that Vonatar still lives spreads like wildfire through Summerland. Thousands of Summerlanding surround the capital and demand that Vonatar be made to pay for his treachery. So great is the outcry that the king is obliged to promise that the evil traitor will be brought back to Holmgard and made to stand trial for his crimes. For you, Lone Wolf, the king's promise is the start of a quest that will pit you against a hated foe deep within the hostile caverns of Kalti. So there's that. So that's the premise setup. Now, with that in mind, an escort before leaving the northern port of Anskavern, you are escorted to the city hall and equipped with special winter boots, a tunic, fur-lined cloak, and mittens. You are given a map of Kalti, and a pouch of gold. To find out how much gold is in the pouch, pick a number from the random number. Now add 10 to the number you picked. Okay. So this roll plus 10. Which is good, because... Oh, good. 8. 18 gold. Because remember, the little rat humanoids stole all our gold in exchange for those 2 meals. Save. Before you set sail, you are given the choice of the following items, in addition to those you already possess. But remember, you may only carry 2 weapons. You may take any 2 of the following. So we don't need a sword or short sword, because we have the summer sword and a broadsword. Padded leather waistcoat would be good. This adds 2 endurance points to our total, and we could always use more, and we should get ourselves back up to max. We will never let you hurt Tezuna. Wait, who is Tezuna? I don't actually know that reference. Escort missions are the worst. Yeah, we gotta escort him back once we capture him. Unless they make the escorting part like the quick action event. The broadsword. Broadsword. Yep. When I get escort mission, Kingdom Hearts, and the Fable series broke me. See, I didn't play Kingdom Hearts, but I definitely played all the Fable ones. Yeah, getting everyone to, like, run around. That was tough. But my first experience with escort missions was Lord of the Rings Online. That can sometimes... Oh, there was this one in the midst of the Downs. Oof. Was a pain in the butt. Missions Naruto abridged weeaboo no jutsu. So I'm at 46. Does that mean I need 5 now? Okay, so I guess I need 5 more. So, but no, one of the sounds I want to get for sound alerts once I reach affiliate is the broadsword. That was one of the sounds I want. Hi, Dream. Sorry for the silence. I've been lurking. I was trying to grab dinner. That's perfectly. Dream, did you hear the victory? It was a pretty rousing victory, after all. Oh, well, I mean, you can always, if you go into right about an hour and a half point, if you ever check out the VOD, that's right where the victory is. All you have to do, if you're scrolling through looking for it... What did I do with... Here it is. Okay. Because I leave it up there enough that when you're scrolling through, look for this image. If you look for this image, that's around the area where I'm reading off the final bit for the victory, which is a pretty cool part of the story. So all you have to do is just kind of look for that part in the VOD, and that'll lead you right to it. Or the raid dance. That's fair, yeah. Little raid. I like my little custom thing that I did right above it. Like it's one of the images from the book. And the knife through the piece of paper thing was also from the book, but I colorized it. Wait a minute. Grab it and put it in your mouth. Assuming it was slippery or something. I missed something. There's some context I think I'm missing. So right now we are trying to pick out some equipment for our next adventure, so it can be all set up and ready to go. Yeah, I'm definitely lost too. Because I gotta reset up the character sheet over there, and above the map is going to be different. It's going to be this map for next time. So I've got some tweaking to do to the overlays. Okay, so we're given a choice of things. So we don't need a short sword or sword. We don't really need a spear, mace, warhammer, axe. We're good. Quarterstaff, broadsword, none of that. Broadsword. We got a broadsword. So pretty much it's between either special rations, and they're special for a reason. We'll get to that in a second. A potion of Lampsewer. This one restores 4. So we have a Lampsewer for 5 already. If we want another healing potion for 4, we can. But we can't take them... Except we can't take them in the middle of combat, so keep that in mind. And padded leather waistcoat. So we have the shield. But the padded leather waistcoat, not as good as the other armor that we had before, but this one will add 2 endurance points. Hey, in my happy little world, there are definitely things that are slippery, so I'm not going to judge. Here's a little TMI for you. So, yeah, padded leather, potion, special, we get to choose 2. Oh, trying to grab dinner. Grab it, put it in your mouth. I get it. Context. I think for a context like that, Slow, you might want to add a reply to that so we know what you're replying to. That might have solved a lot of... That was just my suggestion as far as solving all our confusion, because now I get it. That is well played now that I get it. I've done the same exact thing where I'm like, I try to make a joke in someone else's stream, and they're just like, what? Because so many people are talking. Running into the same exact issue. Alright. So, this is the riot special with the food. This is what they're saying. Backpack items stored in your backpack. Special items. Crown, food. Now, here's the trick with food. Okay, how to use your equipment. Weapons aid you in combat. Backpack items. Discover various useful items. Gold crown food. Okay. Stored on your ice sledge, along with your tent and other equipment, is enough food for you to complete your mission. If this food or any you have in your backpack is unavailable to you when you are instructed to eat a meal, you will lose 3 endurance points. So, yeah, swallowed after combat. Enough for 1 dose. If you discover any potion feature, you'll be informed of their effect. All potions are backpack items. So, no slippery dinner. But in defense of the dinner, it was in a bag. So I cheated a bit. A walking taco. I don't know. I like getting like a bag of fries, maybe, and just stick your face in them. I know, with Dauntless's treat stream, we managed to find an option with McDonald's that is 40 chicken nuggets and like a, I want to say a bag, but it's like basically a huge like bowl of fries. So you know how they normally have the thing that's like this, fries? Apparently it's like what they put the hot dogs in it, like Sonic size of fries. Cheeky nuggies, yeah. So like, just like right into the fries like that. When I am alone, no one home, I have been known to do that with rice. You know, you're getting at the rice and you're really excited about it. You just want to eat the rice and you're like, the spoon is too slow. You just want to put your whole mouth on the rice. So, I'll do that too. I have done that. I haven't done that with fries ever, but I have done that with rice. Okay, so the reason they're saying the special rations are special is because we have all the rations we need for the trip in the ice cart. If we are ever not in the ice cart, I can hear Dauntless squeaking in her bedroom with the door closed. Where can you say this as well? Kids when they make chicken. I can't stop doing that. Bomb, Chicky. Nice. Thanks, Dream. I appreciate that. So the reason that's considered special rations because all the rations we need for the trip are technically in the ice cart. If we are now at the ice cart, if we lose the ice cart, then we only have meals that are in our backpack. So I have a feeling there's going to be situations where we're either not at the ice cart or there's possibly a chance that we lose it. And if we lose it, we got to have meals from the backpack. So this is probably why it's saying special rations. With that in mind, what are y'all's vote for items that we pick? Between padded leather, potion, and special rations, you get to choose two. Yeah. I vote as far as, like, yeah, y'all, I would say y'all fight between potion and rations because I think anytime you see a special item, you should always get it. Yeah, exactly. So, rations. Okay. Lurking for a minute, record some audio? Yeah. Choose chaos ever. Yeah, that's kind of what things are here. Okay, so rations, dream, Sapporo, slow. Yeah. When we all agree, we usually die. 11Zs. Alright. Yeah, definitely rations, it seems. That is the... So... This counts as one meal. So let's put... We now technically have 2 meals available to us. So is everyone in a consensus that we should take 11Zs? You know, like the Hobbit meals. You have breakfast, that's at 7 a.m. Second breakfast is at 9 a.m. 11Zs, of course, it's 11. Luncheon, which is at 1. Afternoon tea's at 3. Dinner's at 6. And supper's at 9. They couldn't think of a name for when they wanted to eat 11, so they just ended up calling it 11Zs. Are we all in consensus about the padded leather waistcoat? Okay. By the way, where... Because it says we're up... Yeah. So we are technically up here is where we're going to take off from. So let's get... +2 EP. So now we're going to be... $26. Pad me down. I'm padded. So yeah, we now have 26 endurance, 26 combat. We're looking good. so much disappointment. So, yep. Let's see. I'm just gonna put, because I'll have to do it later. Looks kind of ugly right now, but just to remind myself, that's what we chose, mind over matter. Okie dokie. Go ahead and clear up the combat record since we'll be starting a new book. Just kind of cleaning house at this point. Making everything look nice. Okay, then we also got a map. So map of Kalti. All right. I think that puts us all ready to go. Mind over matter. Yeah, see, because here's how it goes. So this is where we started. Second book, we're an aspirant. Now we are a guardian. Yeah, the maps are for like D&D and stuff are really fun. Let's see. Beyond the 10 basic skills, Kai Master awaits the secrets higher than Kai Discipline or Magna Kai. Yeah. And then become a Kai Grandmaster after that. So, your mission will be fraught with great danger, for Kalti is a bleak and hostile land, and your foe is a master of cunning. Use the map at the front of the book to help you plot your course to the ice fortress of Ikea. Make notes as you progress through the story, for they will be of great help in future adventures. Many things that you will find will aid you during your adventure. Some special items will be of no use in future Lone Wolf adventures, and others may be red herrings, with no real use at all, so be selective in what you decide to keep. There are many routes to the ice fortress of Ikea, but only one will enable you to capture Vonatar and return to Summerland with a minimum of danger. A wise choice of Kai disciplines and a great deal of courage should enable any player to complete the mission, no matter how weak his initial combat skill and endurance point score. Successful completion of a previous Lone Wolf adventures is not essential for the success of the quest. The betrayal of your country can be avenged by bringing the traitor to justice. Good luck. And join Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai never die. Cobra Kai never die.